Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 1st. We're just going to jump right in here, Virgo. In your first row here, you have this card that says Student. It says read books on finance and expand your knowledge, going to school to expand skill set, or working for another school district. And, some of you could be doing that, but you have the Six of Pentacles here, and the Six of Pentacles kind of represents planting seeds. And I feel like I say this to you every single reading that I do for you, that, I feel there could be a lot of kind of planting seed type of energy going on for you, especially based off the astrology. So, if you are just interested in something new, I feel like this is saying you don't even have to like fully commit to it, whatever it is. Again, it doesn't have to be love or anything like that. It could be, what am I looking for? It could be business. It could be something you're working on, or it could just be like a hobby or something that you're interested in. And I kind of feel like this is saying, explore the new things that you are thinking about exploring. I do feel, going this way, that there is a need to let go of the outcome a little bit, or, maybe there's just like a little bit of energy of you needing to let go of, how things are going to turn out, just being okay with, how things turn out no matter what, basically, and kind of doing the best that you can. I personally love the Seven of Wands. It's one of my favorite cards in the tarot because, it's a card of conviction. It's a card of your beliefs. And it just says if you believe something, if you believe that you can accomplish something and you truly believe it deep down inside, then you will be successful. So, it's kind of like one of those cards that I like because it kind of gives us the power, it puts the power of, success in our hands. But, I kind of get this energy of just like needing to do your best with what you got. Even the Six of Pentacles, it's like he's kind of giving here, and it kind of represents equal give and take. So he can't give everything that he maybe wants to give to every single person that's on this card. He can only give so much. And, I really get that. The first thing that popped into my head when I saw the Six of Pentacles for you going to the Chariot to that Seven of Wands was like, do the best you can with what you got, so you might not have all the resources. You might not have all the people, places, and things necessary to, accomplish what you want to accomplish right now, but that doesn't mean you can't accomplish it. I feel like you just have to get started. You have the Three of Swords. Some of you could be dealing with a heartbreak. I feel like you've had a heartbreak for a couple of weeks or something like that, in your life. And so some of you maybe have been dealing with a heartbreak. It could be, I'm also getting that it could just be a heartbreaking situation, something, a business idea that didn't take off, some sort of idea that you've had to try to make something work. And there's something here in your reading about kind of, being present and just kind of, enjoying the moment and enjoying your life as it is. And, I feel like some of you have maybe, like, it's like you've spent time, this is going to sound weird, but whatever. I feel like you've spent time looking for, like, looking at things that make you feel okay, just like, sometimes I think we get into relationships and it's like we're just looking to feel good, right? And so we think that relationship maybe will make us feel okay or will make us feel better. Same thing with like money, for example. I get a lot of comments from people that are like, oh, I want to win the lottery. And I'm like, well, you probably actually don't, because, most people who win the lottery, they lose it all and they end up like addicted to drugs and stuff like that. You just want to feel better. You just want to feel, that you're safe or secure, right? And, I feel like some of you maybe have been like kind of working on things like traumas or whatever to, get back to that place of feeling okay. I hope that makes sense. You have the Page of Pentacles here. There's a new beginning going this way right here. Chariot to the Two of Wands. It looks to me like things are improving. Looks to me like you're getting stronger, turning into like more of a leader or, creating more success in your life. So this is really about like taking the lead and, needing to take the lead on something. Let's see. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Swords. I feel like too much future thinking here. Eight of Swords is a self-imposed restriction, but, like I said, I feel that if you're kind of projecting too much into the future or, thinking too much about like how things are going to work, will things work in my life? Will I have money? Will I have love? Like that's going to get you tripped up here. So, that's a feeling I get. You can only give to so much, right? And I feel like you need to give to the present. With the Three of Swords, you have the Five of Wands. whatever this is still causing conflict. It's like it could be causing inner conflict. You could be having a lot of thoughts about something as well. Thinking about the past or thinking about why something happened or, like why somebody did something to you. It's like the thoughts keep popping back up. And, I don't know, I feel like some of you are working through it. And so, I would just keep doing that. I would also maybe just knowing that you're just really the feelings are just looking for security, safety, whatever, that could also help you move forward. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the High Priestess. Where did I see this? I guess not. But, I feel like you need to trust your intuition at this time. You're being intuitively guided towards a new beginning. I feel like every reading I've been doing for you, like the past few readings, have all been about like some sort of, successful new beginning. Next, you have this thoughts card. A lot of thinking here. It says reflecting, thinking it through, forward planning, future planning, right? Ideas, memories, thinking of someone or a situation. You have this very last minute card. It says a chance will be made, taking a risk or a gamble, roll with it, take a leap of faith into the unknown. Yeah, there could be some sort of risk that you're taking, especially during Mercury retrograde. I always tell people that, I love starting things during Mercury retrograde just to, prove that astrology, tarot doesn't control our lives. It doesn't matter if there's a retrograde. I've started things that have failed during retrogrades, and I've started things that have been ridiculously successful during retrograde. So to me, it's just life. I love astrology, but I don't think it has as much power as most people think. Same thing with tarot. I love tarot, but I don't think it has as much power as people think. So, don't be afraid to start something. Don't be afraid to, take that risk. You have the King of Swords, the Chariot, and the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of like putting work in and getting a result. I do think that you are pretty much getting just direct results from the things that you're working on. So if you're working in your business, you're probably seeing improvements in your finances. For others, you could be making some changes in your business that more align with you, that kind of have more to do with like what you want to talk about, the things that you want to work on. And I feel if you're making that change, it's obviously going to lead to success. You have the Chariot here as well. So there's like some sort of victory coming in for you here. And, it's about being sure, with that Seven of Wands. So there is something here in this reading about like needing to be very confident and needing to be sure of yourself in regards to like the things that you're starting or the things that you're working on, especially with that, this Seven of Wands right here. Going this way. Seven of Wands, again, is a card of conviction. So I feel like the more you believe in yourself, the better. The Chariot, he's kind of separating himself away from a city. I have never seen the Chariot in readings so much as I have over the past, 3 months or so. Like, everybody gets a Chariot. And I really think it's Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius is a reinvention. People typically reinvent themselves with Pluto and Aquarius. Again, we'll be dead next time it comes around anyway, so who cares? But, usually leads to reinvention and also probably leads to us like needing to set ourselves apart in some way. So, if your story has been the same in your life for a period of years, like 10, 20 years, you're probably going to change your story. And it's probably going to lead to this right here, King of Swords. And I always say probably because it's up to you. You can stay the same. You can choose to stay in your old life. I guarantee every single one of you probably have a person in your life who maybe recently went back to something over the last 6 months. Maybe they went back to an ex. Maybe it's one of your exes went back to an ex. Again, these are, I have no way to prove this, but I think these are like astrological trigger points where it's basically the universe is like saying, this person is going back to their story. They are just staying exactly the same. Are you going to stay exactly the same, or are you going to choose to, upgrade? Are you going to choose to boss up like the King of Swords? Are you going to choose to use your knowledge and wisdom to create more success, happiness, peace, joy, love, spirituality in the world? Or, what are you going to do? And, I can't answer that question for you. You have to answer the question, and there are no judgments here. You can stay the same. And again, that's not right or wrong. So, like I said, the choice is yours. But let's see here. With that King of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords. It is funny that it came up in reverse. I do feel like there is something that's dead done over with that you could be kind of like moving away from, or you need to move away from with the Two of Wands. It could be like a person for some of you. It could also be just, Ten of Swords is like something dead done over with. So it could just be the fact that, you're changing your business and you can never go back to the same way that things were. I have said this before and I'll say it again. I see that I think a lot of people are going to be doing things where it's like they can't go back on it. It's kind of like, making a decision, like forcing yourself to do something so that you have to do it. I'll give you an example. The other day, I wanted to go live on Monday, which I did. I went live on Monday, but I knew that if I didn't do something to force myself to have to go live on Monday, I wouldn't have done it, right? So I sent out in the newsletter, you can sign up down below. I said that I'm going live on Monday. It's like I had to force myself to do it, but I couldn't go back on it once I did that, right? And we even see this in the media, right? How crazy is it? I think this is so crazy that Tucker Carlson and the other guy, Don Lemon there from CNN, both basically got fired on the same day. It's like, man, if that isn't like the astrology, being shown in the real world, I don't know what is. But it's like neither one of those guys can go back. You know what I mean? It's like they can only reinvent themselves, right? And I'm not making a statement on who's right. I'm sure somebody's going to take it there. Don't bother, because I'm just going to ban you, right? I'm not political. I don't believe. I think they should all be thrown in jail. All the political people, all the media, right? Throw them in jail for all I care. But what I would say here is it's just interesting that both of those guys are now going to have to reinvent themselves in some way, right? So it's like literally the universe is showing us this like on the stage, right? And it's up to us to be like, oh, the universe is trying to tell me I have to reinvent myself, so I better do it before I have a tower moment, right? Chariot, you have the Seven of Pentacles, some sort of change in direction. It's like the universe is saying, is something you do worth it, or could it be more worth it? Like, is the way you run your business worth it, or could there be a better way? I always say with the Seven of Pentacles, is the juice worth the squeeze? And it's like, is there a better way you can do things? And again, that's another major theme that the universe is asking us, right? It's like, no matter how you feel about either one of those guys, Don Lemon or Tucker Carlson, I'm sure if they both started a podcast, they would and put it on YouTube, they would probably be ridiculously successful and probably be able to make a ton of money. And not only that, they would probably feel a lot more free than being under the thumb of like some media company, right? So it's like, is there something in your life that could set you free? Is there something in your life that you actually want to do that would, remove some sort of restriction, which we saw, where the hell was it? You have, right here, the Eight of Swords. I was like, I know you have the Eight of Swords. It's like, there's some sort of restriction here where it's like something makes you feel boxed in. And it's like, what is it that needs to happen for you to, feel more free, right? And, I don't know. Answer the question. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you already feel a desire to do this. It's like, I think I saw something about Tucker Carlson talking about how he wanted to start a podcast or something like that. It's like he already had the desire to do it, right? So, and, it's like, what do you want to do? What do you desire to do? What is, what are you already feeling led to change here is what I would feel. The Ace of Wands is like that spark of inspiration. It is like that thing that kind of excites you in your life. It is that thing that gets you out of bed in the morning, right? And it's like, what is exciting you right now? What ideas? And it's like, how can you turn that into a business? Or how can you, even if it's just a hobby, how can you turn it into something that you get to do more during the day, right? How can you turn it into, how can you fit it into your day more? And, again, these are questions you are going to be asking yourself. I would say for the next year, starting today. But today is the 25th of May. So this will be out on the 26th. And, again, I think you're going to be asking a lot of these questions. You have this channel card here. So this is from the Threads of Fate Empyrean Oracle. These are awesome. Full disclosure, I have a business relationship with Threads of Fate. They are launching 3 new decks that you can find out more about at the link down below. And it's basically a Kickstarter, and those decks are even more awesome than this one, even though this one's pretty awesome. But anyway, I feel like you could be channeling these ideas. Again, I don't really have any good examples, but there are so many times where like I've thought about something, like a year ago, I had some sort of thought about something I should do in my business. I don't do it. And then like I regret it a year later that I didn't get started sooner. I remember TikTok, right? It's like everybody was, I remember when TikTok was pretty small, and then I watched this video with Gary Vee, of course, who was like going on and on and on about TikTok. I'm like, oh my God, that's so stupid. But it's like, the people who, regardless of how you feel about TikTok, the people who were first on TikTok, they, were able to blow up their accounts very, very quickly. So it would have been very helpful for me at the time, right? So it's like, are there like intuitive messages? Are there things that you're getting that you can get ahead of? Like, are you seeing the writing on the wall in some area of your life? I don't know. Again, I have a lot of questions for you today, Virgo, apparently, and I would like answer those questions, or try to. You have the Two of Wands, Four of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, a card of conviction, like I said. It's a card of like knowing that you know that you're going to be successful. So I do feel like your beliefs are important. This card always reminds me of the Five of Wands, even though this is the Seven of Wands in the After Tarot, this deck that I'm using. And you can see that he's like really having to defend himself. I do feel like some of you feel like you have to defend your positions, or you could be defending your position, right? And you could feel like you have to defend yourself against like people's ideas or, their opinions or whatever the case may be. And I feel like this is saying, like, can you be okay just letting it go? Can you just be okay? It's like I even just said that thing about Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon. It's like I prefaced it by apologizing for it, basically, which I need to stop doing, right? Because who cares? If you don't like it, then get off my channel, right? That should be my attitude. But I'm just a too nice Pisces, right? And, I would say, can you be okay with that? And can you just let the people who get offended by everything or who don't like the things that you say or don't like your ideas, can you just let it go? Is what I feel like that's saying. I don't, and again, that's a question for you, Virgo. You have the Four Swords. Four Swords, a card of recovery. I do think you are in this place of recovery. Some of you are clearly recovering from like a difficult ending in a relationship. You could also be going through a divorce because King of Swords is law and order. Ten of Swords is like a separation. I feel like some of you could be making some decisions as well that kind of like maybe go against what people in your life are saying. Like, sometimes it's like, it's like I had a friend who like all her friends were like telling her to like not get married, not settle down. They were all trying to get her to go down that route, but she wanted to have a family and she felt pressured by like all these people that are like, oh, be a party girl and like all this other stuff. But she ended up having a family and she does not regret her mistake. It wasn't a mistake. She does not regret what she did. She felt like if she went this way, it would have been a mistake, right? And it's like, I feel like that's how society is right now. It's like, we're being pressured into all these things, or maybe we feel like we're being pressured into, this, that, or the other thing. And I feel like this is, you could be going a new direction is what I'm trying to spit out here. You have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about taking the lead. You can see, it's about leaving a comfort zone as well. It's like sometimes we don't want to go against like friends or community that we belong to because we don't want to, we're, again, afraid of being alone. We're afraid of, we are tribal creatures, right? We are afraid of being kicked out of the tribe if we disagree with, something or whatever. I literally just said this to you yesterday in your live reading. And it just popped into my head. I'm having like major deja vu that I feel like some of you, it's like maybe you belong to a community or you're afraid of like being the black sheep or whatever the case may be. But I feel like that's exactly what you need to do. I feel like I've said this to you before here, Virgo. I don't know. I could be wrong. Let's see. With the Two of Wands, you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is like the first step. He is like the true detective in the tarot. He really looks into things. He really studies things. He examines things. He looks under things as well. He looks for answers. And I feel like doing that would be a really good idea for you with the Page of Swords. With the Four of Swords, you have the Six of Wands. Yeah, some sort of success coming in for you here. A lot of recognition that I'm noticing. We go this way, but it's like, is it worth it to get the recognition that you're receiving? Or is there a better way to get more recognition? It's like maybe you want a raise or promotion, but maybe you work in a gigantic corporation where you don't even get recognized, right? It's like, would it be better to like go find something for maybe like a smaller company where maybe you have a better chance of getting recognition? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Same thing with love as well. It's like, I think that, a lot of people come to me and they say, oh, I'm looking for love, but I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, well, obviously you're gonna have to move. Or they say, I'm looking for love, but I live in, Miami, right? Which is probably maybe one of the worst places because there are just too many options, right? So it's like, would it be better for you to kind of like make some sort of change so that you can get the right type of recognition here? So many questions today, Virgo. I apologize. Actually, I don't. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Hangman. Could be a Pisces coming in for some of you if you're looking for love, by the way. You have the Lovers here. I don't really feel like this is a love reading. I really feel this is a question reading. I don't know. I've never had a reading like this where I have so many questions, so many for you that you have to answer. You might want to write them all down and answer them, right? But I feel the Hangman is kind of like putting yourself in Hangman mode. He has gained enlightenment. He knows what fulfills him. His head is normally glowing on a traditional Hangman card. He has gained the answers that he needs. So it's like if for the past 6 to 8 months or so, that's what's popping into my head. If you feel like things have not been moving forward, I feel like you have the answers you need now. It's just time to get moving. Next, I can't even get this card. It says Ascension. You are ascending. I mean, that makes perfect sense based off of everything that's going on here. I feel like you are kind of like rising up and ascending. You could also just be raising your vibration, and that would make sense. That would make sense as far as why you could be like letting people go or letting situations go. You have the Ten of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Lovers. Ten of Wands, I kind of feel like this is actually saying you've done a good job. Like, Ten of Wands, normally he's carrying a harvest, and this house in the background, it kind of represents his house, and he's about to have a harvest. It's a good card. He's burdened. Yes, he's doing like back-breaking work, but it's for a reason, so he can get something. And so I feel for a lot of you, there are like results coming in for your work. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Something is changing in your fortunes. It's like sometimes I think we have those realizations. We have those wake-up calls in life where maybe someone says something to us and it kind of wakes us up literally, like we have an awakening because of something someone said, or we have like an aha moment, right? And, I would pay attention for those moments this week here, Virgo, because, I think that there could be like a life-changing moment, no clickbait here. I literally feel there could be like a life-changing moment that it happens because of, like a YouTube video you watch or something somebody says to you or whatever the case may be. I feel nothing on the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like that's all it's saying. You have the Lovers here, true love coming in for you. I feel like love in the future here, or again, if you already have love, this looks good, is what I would say. But for some of you, there's like, you could be waiting for love. Let's see. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Four of Pentacles. You have to change your story. Four of Pentacles is he's holding on too tightly to the past, so everything he knows that he has to change things normally on a traditional Four of Pentacles. And he also knows that maybe he's trying too hard, Ten of Wands right here. So I would also ask you, like, where do you feel like you're trying too hard? Could something be a lot easier? I really feel this reading is, I feel like that's the gist of the reading, right? If you want to make it more simple, instead of my 900 questions that I've asked you today, it's like really asking, is there something that's overcomplicated that could be so much more easy? With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Two of Wands again, so clearly taking the lead in your own life is going to be very important for you this week. And with the the Lovers, you have the Judgment card. I feel you could be waking up to a person here. Yeah, it's crazy. You have the Judgment card on the bottom of the main deck here as well. But number one, if you're looking for love, you could be waking up to a new person. Number two, everything we talked about, reinvention. We are in a time of great reinvention. I'm going to show you because it's easier to see here, but the coffin represents your old life. Outside the coffin represents your new life. So literally, Judgment kind of represents, leaving something in the past and stepping into the future. That's what the whole entire reading was about. So there you go. We're going to pull 5 main themes now here, Virgo. You have this cat. It says a two-faced friend. I would be very careful of like people at this time. I do feel like people are showing us their true colors. It's like things should be pretty obvious right now, especially in our personal interactions with people in our life. So I would trust that. Trust if you feel weird about a person or whatever, I would trust it. You have this egg. It says success assured with good plans and hard work. Yes, we see a lot of hard work here. The other thing is again, I wouldn't be necessarily thinking hard work. I would be thinking like, where can I do the best? Where can I do my best work? Because naturally, I think you will work hard and then you'll make more money, whatever it is. I'm wondering if you feel like you haven't been doing your best work, or it's like maybe you've just been doing work for work's sake, right? And this could include being in a relationship as well, or could include being your health or whatever the case may be. I would look at it. You have this dog close up. It says pleasure with a close friend. I feel like you have a lot of close friends, or there could be a person that you're really getting good energy from. Next, you have this love card. There's a little bit of love here. I kind of feel like it's more future, something in the future here, maybe even next week. I mean, it could be this month, May, but I do feel there could be love coming in. And finally, you have this eye. It says psychic ability, trust your intuition. Didn't I say that earlier? Oh, I did, because you have the High Priestess. So I feel like it's a week where you really have to trust your intuition as well. But pretty interesting, Virgo. I would say it's like a good reading as well. I mean, I think these are good questions to ask. It seems to me like you could be making your life more simple, or maybe it actually becomes more complicated, but it's more fulfilling, more enjoyable, right? So that's what I have for you. Pretty weird, but thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.